When you're looking to treat a small cut or scratch, you're probably used to reaching for antibiotic ointments that are marketed to fight infection and speed the recovery of wounds. But that's pretty much all they are, marketing, because products like these either don't do what they say or they're overpriced for what you get if you would have just made it yourself. So instead of this, you want this. It's a cost-effective recipe that will take you just minutes to make and has a short ingredient list and gives better results than putting an oil byproduct on your skin, which also brings the potential for skin irritations and allergic reactions. And why would you want to do that when there are ingredients like olive oil and shea butter and healing herbs from your very own garden out there? The price you'll pay for just half an ounce or ounce to get active ingredients that can trigger skin irritation and allergic reactions that's then paired with petroleum, which doesn't allow your skin or wound to breathe, isn't mitigated by the fact that you get a drop or two of real natural oil. Instead, I keep a completely natural and more effective salve right on my kitchen counter that's ready for everyday bumps and cuts. This works so well that I keep a tube of it in my purse organizer to have on hand when I'm on the go for myself and others. When you compare how store-bought ointments and this homemade salve settles on your skin, you'll notice that beeswax, which is an anti-inflammatory, readily melts and immediately starts to absorb, whereas petroleum jelly just sits on the skin. The first ingredient you'll need is lavender, which can be fresh or dried, but since I'm growing it in my garden, I'm harvesting some by following the stem down from the flower bud to where the two side leaves or branches form. Once cut, the side leaves are where the fresh flowers will start to regrow. I grow several lavender varieties that blossom at different points throughout the year. You'll want to remove any stalks that have brown flowers, stems, or foliage like this. Ideally, you'll want to use young, tender buds that are tight and barely starting to bloom like this because they contain the highest fragrance and essential oil content. That doesn't mean that you can't use fully open flowers shown here, but as the flower ages, its aroma and therapeutic oil qualities also decrease. Fresh young buds are best, followed by dried buds, then blossom flowers. Aside from my raised planter bed filled with lavender, the remainder of my garden uses vertical planters on wheels called green stalks. We live in a townhome and my only growing space is on my deck, so growing vertically allows me to grow nearly everything an in-ground gardener can. Lavender is so versatile. It can be used as a tea, in salves, bath salts, syrups, and more. These buds are ready to be harvested as well. On the other side of my deck are two additional green stalk planters. The one on the left is exclusively my herb garden because we'll also need some calendula for this recipe. I've got a number of flowers that are ready to be harvested against a backdrop of lemon balm, rosemary, dill, and sage. To harvest calendula, you can pinch fully open flowers off with your fingers or use pruning shears to clip them right off at the base of the flower. Ideally, you'll want to pick the blossoms on a dry, sunny day when the flowers aren't wet from rain or dew. Since we need to dry our flowers, I decided to harvest some dill, which has recently flowered in the early summer heat. Flowered dill makes a beautiful bouquet addition. I'm intentionally letting a few flowers go to seed so that I can save some seeds for next year, like this one. And I still have plenty of calendula buds that still have yet to blossom, like these. Now I realize that I have a humble garden compared to most, but nonetheless, I am so appreciative of the abundance even a few plants provides. Look at my basket, y'all. All right, let's bring this inside. Now, if you're not in a rush to make your ointment, allowing your flowers to dry out by making a bouquet is a great choice, but you can also use a dehydrator. This is a very basic one I thrifted a few years ago. You'll place the flowers on the liner tray and distribute them so that there's sufficient airflow, so just be sure to spread things out. Set your dehydrator to between 95 but not higher than 120 degrees and dehydrate for several hours, checking more often as they get close to finishing. You're looking for a crisp texture that's not limp or damp. Remove your dried lavender buds, which will easily fall off with a bit of agitation. Next, create a double boiler by bringing a pot of water to a simmer and placing a heat-proof mixing bowl on top. Combine a half cup of coconut oil, which contains antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties, followed by a half cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is packed with antioxidants and healthy vitamins, in a mixing bowl, and allow your oils to melt over low heat. Once melted, add in a third cup of dried lavender, which is a natural astringent and anti-inflammatory that heals burns and bites, followed by a third cup of dried calendula, which is a potent and essential skin and wound healing herb. Next, we'll add a third cup of rose petals, which provide skin hydration and promote healing and provide vitamin C, E, and antibacterial properties. Allow the herbs to infuse for 30 minutes. I love to use this magnetic timer that also has a kickstand. It has a very loud alarm that I can hear all throughout the house and large size numbers that I can see from a distance. If this is our first time meeting, hi, I'm Cassandra from the blog becomingafarmgirl.com. I'm here to help you start kitchen gardening and living a farm fresh life without land or livestock in a small space and in your spare time. You can find the full recipe in the description box below or over on the blog. After 30 minutes, prepare a small jar with a coffee filter or cheesecloth secured with a band. You're going to pour the mixture through the filter to strain out all of the herbs, and you'll just want to leave the infused oil below. Return the infused oil to a clean mixing bowl on top of your simmering pot. Then over low heat, add 4 tablespoons of beeswax pellets, which keeps your salve firm and emulsified. Then add 1 tablespoon of shea butter, which has fatty acids that truly makes this a moisturizing ointment. Stir frequently until everything is melted. While the wax is melting, let me share a few options you can use to store your ointment. Repurposed glass jars or lip balm tubes are great if you're looking for a portable choice. Once the mixture is completely melted, turn off the heat, remove your boiler from the burner, and add your essential oils, which will be tea tree oil and lavender oil. Add 10 drops of tea tree oil, which works wonders on insect bites, cuts, burns, and rashes. Then add 5 drops of lavender essential oil, which takes the heat out of burns, reduces redness, and eases inflammation. Now you can pour your mixture into your containers. This is an 8-ounce recipe, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fully solidify. Now once it's set, it's ready to use and will keep for 12 months at room temperature. This is an incredibly versatile salve, so if you don't have access to all of these herbs, there are so many others that will give you great results like thyme, oregano, comfrey, chamomile, yarrow, or any herb with antibiotic and soothing properties. You'll want to label and date your salve before storing. This safe, natural recipe works so well that you'll ditch the over-the-counter brands that use questionable and abrasive ingredients. To use, apply a quarter-size amount to wounds to naturally promote antibacterial healing. If you're interested in learning how I grow over 150 herbs and veggies right on a townhouse deck with greenstalk vertical planters, click on the video on your screen. I'll see you in my kitchen or garden soon. Take care, friends.